Out, and today we're going to talk about everything that happened on Monday to who's starting, who's not starting. Vic Fangio just leaving us in the clouds. He on his Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman stuff. We going to talk about it, but let's get into it. All right, man, before we get into the topics and what happened Monday, shout out to the show sponsor, ProphetX. They will be sponsoring every single video I come out with. So ProphetX, they are different from the BetMGMs and the FanDuels and stuff like that. They're more of a market. So instead of betting against the house, it will be peer-to-peer. So you get on here, you can place your bets against your peers, multiple markets. It's like an exchange market. Eagle Owl is good with the exchange. I work in finance. You guys know that. So I'm very aware how that works. So you peer from here, and there. All we going against each other, which is pretty cool. It's dope. It's very different. As you see here, Eagle Owl had to get the -8 against the Cowboys. And just remember, gamble responsibly. And also use promo code Eagle Owl. Promo code Eagle Owl. Get 1.5% of cash back ProphetX cash up to $200. Just read the terms and conditions. Again, use promo code Eagle Owl. They will also be in the link in the description. And again, shout out to the show sponsor, ProphetX. All right, man. So let's talk about what happened Monday. All right. So the first thing I seen was Landon Dickerson's injury. So at first I'm like, oh, it's the knee. He might be out. I get it. I understand. But the injury report came out and this is what it said. Right. Our first injury report. So we have Landon Dickerson is dealing with a back. Tanner McKee, the thumb injury. Andrew Makuba, which was limited with the hamstring. Joshua O'Shea still dealing with the groin, limited, and then Jalen Carter's shoulder, but he was a full participant. So the positive of that injury report is that you don't see A.J. Brown, you don't see Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown missed so many days of training camp. You would think you'll see him there, but he wasn't there. But back to Landon Dickerson, the new injury. You guys know how I feel about Landon Dickerson. Toughest guy who go out there, play through anything. But in my personal opinion, I believe he's injury prone because he always hurt. But it's positive news coming out. He did not practice. No, he did not. But the goal is that he still will play. Because I was coming up with a whole theory like this is why we put what's his name? Kenyon Green on the roster because we knew his knee wasn't going to be ready. But nope, has nothing to do with his knee. It's his back, a new injury. So Landon to play. We can't deny that. Yes, I believe he's injury prone, but he definitely plays. All right, so let's talk about Vic Fangio. Let's switch sides of going from offense to defense. Everybody want to know who's going to start, Andrew Makuba or Sidney Brown. Is it Dory Jackson? Is it, Jacorian Bennett? And this is what Vic Fangio had to say.
Who's starting at cornerback?
I'm not sure yet. Or I'll let Nick announce that.
You're sure? No.
What's that?
No.
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess you could say the same for linebacker too. Like who's going to?
Yeah, Nick will announce that.
Safety.
Howie will announce that.
They talked earlier in training camp.
I'll leave it up to Nick. I'll leave it up to Howie. We know Vic Fangio always spill the beans, but you're like, nah, not this time. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let the coach do it. And, I know who it is, but I'm going to just let them announce it. So we're playing this smart. Today is Tuesday. We really don't know. And my personal opinion, even according to John Clark, he believes it's going to be Sidney Brown and Adoree Jackson. Now, will the season play out that way? No, but week 1, I believe those will be the 2 starters. Look, I know you guys don't want to hear those 2 names, but to be fair, Adoree Jackson beat out Keely Ringo. Jacorian Bennett came in late. He still got catching up to do. Sidney Brown has been healthy. He just simply had health on his side, and Andrew Makuba did not. Even yesterday, he was limited. It looked like Sidney Brown got the most reps, and we know Vic Fangio values reps. So that's who it looked like it's going to start. And trust me, Sidney Brown had a great camp. Now, I can't speak for Adoree Jackson. He did not have the best. He had up and down days. But with our starting D-line getting pressure, it shouldn't be too much pressure on Adoree Jackson. So I will not worry about Adoree Jackson, in my personal opinion. I just wouldn't. So we'll see how it go. And I want to talk about Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts because they got this really good relationship. And let me play this clip.
Yeah, I think we've always had a really good relationship. And so it's just like any relationship that the more time you spend with each other, the better that the more you put into that relationship, the better that relationship is going to be. And so, yeah, just I value that relationship that we have together, and like I said, it's been growing as we've been here, and we've worked on it since we've been here. We've been through ups, we've been through downs as a team, and those are the things that continue to help you grow, right? The pain that you go through together, right, brings people closer together. The competing that you do on the same team helps people grow closer together. The time that you spend with each other helps you grow, closer together. I think selflessness helps people grow closer together, and I really have talked about that at length with Jalen of how selfless. Jalen was highly efficient as a quarterback last year and won a lot of games. But I think he has to take a lot of. I think that there's a lot of talk that, he didn't throw for this many touchdowns or this many yards. Well, he was super efficient and he won a lot of games. And I always admire how selfless he is in those moments, in those situations, because all he cares about is winning. And so when you see in a relationship, when you see the selflessness of another person, that grows you closer together as well. And so, all those things are why any relationship continues to grow, but all those things are why Jalen and I's relationship continues to grow.
I love to see it. I think their relationship is dope. I think it's cool for a coach and a quarterback to have that type of relationship. As though they've been through ups and downs, but they stronger together, man. They really are. So I was happy to see Nick Sirianni say that. I think he said this Sunday, but I just happened to see it Monday. I'm like, let me just add that to the video. But Saquon Barkley actually has something to say about Nick Sirianni in a positive light, and let me play this clip.
What does it mean to me personally? I feel like just continue to focus on the thing that matters most, and that's winning football games. He said something in the beginning of the offseason. If you think you're the reason why we won the Super Bowl last year, you're exactly right. If you think you're the only reason why we won the Super Bowl last year, you're exactly wrong. It's going to take all of us. And I love that with all the stars and playmakers we had and legends and Lane, Hall of Famer. We do a really good job of buying into the message that coach wants, and it's sent for him and it's passed on to the leaders and the captains, and then we make sure that gets on throughout the locker room. So that's a mindset that we're going to continue to have with the team, and just focus on the thing that matters most, and that's winning football games, and not matter how it don't matter how.
Sirianni, him with these quotes and these great speeches, is definitely catching on to the team. So Nick Sirianni, keep leading the charge, keep leading the way. We know you're a CEO, head coach, and people take that as a knock. But as of right now, I see it as a huge positive, a huge positive. But let's keep it on coaches. Let's talk about Kevin Patullo. And what's the game plan like? There's no Micah Parsons. And everybody been saying the same thing from Nick Sirianni to Kevin Patullo. Like, look, they still got guys over there. They got Kenny Clark, who's going to make an imprint on this game. Like, we still got to take this game very serious. And speaking of, taking the game very serious, it looked like they're going to get a weapon back in Trevon Diggs. So it looked like they're going to have the $100 million cornerback in Bland. Then they're going to have Diggs, who they just paid a couple years ago. And both look like they're going to be playing. Diggs here at 80%, but he was a full participant. And Bland, he's going to play. So let them come at us full strength. We full strength. And let's handle business. So I like that Kevin Patullo It's sticking to that mindset. Like, look, they still got guys over there. And, we got to take them serious. I know it's a sigh of relief. They don't got Parsons. So you got to shift the game plan a little bit. But don't let them catch you by the element of surprise. Still take this team serious. It's still a rivalry. It's still an NFC East opponent. And you don't want to fall short against them because now they got the one up on you. And these, how these division games, sometimes it can be, a seeding for a playoff spot. And now you look back at week one, like, how the heck did we lose to the Cowboys if we don't take them serious? So you gotta take them serious. But last but certainly not least, the very last topic, and it's something small, it's Britton Covey. So Britton Covey look like he will be the punt returner. He's going to be the punt returner for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's only a matter of time. Will he be signed? He will be signed to the 53-man roster. So it's good to see him with the first team. I did not want to see Cooper DeJean. I know a lot of people question, like, why do you care about this? Do people get hurt this much on punt returns, kick returns? I mean, from time to time, have we been watching college football to see how them dudes been getting hit? And I think these dudes be running full speed like that. And, you just don't want your best slot guy or the best slot corner in the league to get hurt on a punt return. You just don't want that to happen. You want to keep him off the field and those type of things, especially a guy that we trying to keep on the field 100% of the times, and then he got to do special teams. You're asking for an injury to happen. So I like this idea of Britton Covey. Britton Covey, he might not run nothing to the house, but he going to get you a lot of yards. He's going to get you good field position. I told you, I look up the numbers in 2023. I believe he had the most yards or averaged the most yards on punt returns. So Britton Covey, I like it. I like it personally, man. And I thought last year was his year, but he got hurt. I heard it was a shoulder injury. He finally spoke on it. He broke his shoulder, but what ended up happening, it ended up damaging his nerves. So, hopefully, he can stay healthy this year. But that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Look, everything that happened Monday to the Landon Dickerson, Vic Fangio giving us nothing. But, we just got to make our own speculation. And again, shout out to the show sponsor, ProphetX, man. They will be sponsoring Eagle Owl. Whenever I decide to go live, ProphetX will be there. And again, the link will be in the description, if you want to bet on the Eagles. And as I always say, just gamble responsibly. Don't be irresponsible. Like, just be responsible doing these things. And it's different. It's peer-to-peer. It's an exchange. And it's cool, man. It's definitely cool. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.